Good morning, welcome back. This is Josh Widdicombe on XFM. I say welcome back, I imagine the listeners have been here all along. I don't make kind of bones about the idea that they only would arrive for me. But I have been away. To give you an idea, I've forgotten now, obviously I do this with producer Neil, so I should say hello to him. Hello.
Good morning.
I feel like we're back at the start. I've just also literally realised this might be the 1 year anniversary of us.
I think it might be, actually, yeah.
Oh, happy anniversary. Oh, just remembered. I brought you a present back from holiday and I bought Acaster and I've forgotten to bring them both in. So that's something to look forward to next week. We've already got ourselves a running feature on the show in which I failed to bring you a present every week, so that's good. We'll check the anniversary while we listen to music. How was your month break?
I didn't have a month break. The only day I didn't do any work whatsoever was Christmas Day.
Well, why not? Why didn't you work on Christmas Day? Eat something special?
Well,
Eat Jesus?
Well, no, I just ended up driving up and down the M40 and M42 pretty much on Christmas Day. Yeah.
On your own? In some kind of breakdown?
Yeah, moonlighting is the AA.
In your socks? Just your socks? Where does the M40 and the M42 lead to?
Kind of Birmingham area, so from the south to the north.
Oh, did you and your lady wife and lady child do a girl child? That's a bit freaky.
Child.
Girl child sounds like a kind of really disappointing Marvel character.
Sounds like the follow-up to Naomi Campbell's debut album, Baby Woman.
There you go. I feel like we've already, bridged the gap back to 2013 and the kind of things we'll be talking about. If you haven't heard the show before, that's the kind of reference you can look forward to from Neil, and I'm sure we'll be making more references to failed things from the 90s. So, you did the double Christmas.
Yeah, double Christmas. So it was good. My Christmas was enjoyable. Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Well, I'm glad. I went on holiday, but why don't we talk about that after we've played Franz Ferdinand?
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Now, any other business, Neil? I think this is the only thing we've kind of had a spring cleaning of the show, but any other business proves such a hit that it's held firm. What this is, I feel like I'm talking to new listeners because I've been away so long. I'm just trying to remind myself of how radio works. Basically, people have been tweeting in, texting in, emailing in to correct us on small, trivial inaccuracies, grammatical, factual, that have happened in previous shows. These are particularly good because you know that they've taken a month for them to come up with them. Harriet in Nottingham, I have to know, : that's exactly the kind of grammar you want off in any other business. Did Joe Lycett ever give you the swimming lesson in the end? Great show. Thank you very much. P.S. Joe Lycett's Wikipedia page doesn't say anything about his swimming instructor career or about his regular appearances on this show. I think he's embarrassed of you. The implication there is that Joe Lycett edits his own Wikipedia entry to remove references to the show, which I wouldn't put past him. Neil, I don't know. I can clear up that he hasn't given me the swimming lesson. I still can't really swim. I can't clear up the Wikipedia thing. Can you clear that up at all?
Well, I had a look when this came in, and rightly so, it doesn't say anything about his association with the Josh Widdicombe XFM
So did you edit it? Why did you not edit it on?
I was busy.
Job for next week, listeners, is to edit Joe Lycett's Wikipedia entry to make his appearances on this show as prominent as possible.
And also anything else you want to add into his Wikipedia page, I think.
Yes, yeah, why not? Why not? Let's ruin Joe Lycett's reputation. You can't really uphold or not uphold that one. And in this section, you will uphold the complaint, but that's not really a complaint more than just a quibble. That's actually in the any other quibbles section. Hi Josh, and Neil, it's not how punctuation works. Today I received a letter which I had to sign for. It contained only a signed copy of the sleeve for your new DVD. I'm not sure about the word only there. Also, I'm presuming that's me. You haven't got a DVD out. You've got an exercise DVD out, haven't you?
Yeah.
A father and baby DVD, which involves you using the weight of your baby to do different exercises.
Just running up and down the stairs
the stairs to calm it. Just up. Oh, I've hit the mic stand there. Right, I'm a fan of the show, but I was puzzled. Eventually, I found out that my boyfriend had entered a competition under my name to win one of 139 signed DVD sleeves. I appreciate the thought, as I'm a fan, but now wondering what I should do with it. Should I buy the DVD and insert the sleeve in as God intended, frame it, or any other suggestions welcome? Thanks again, Emily Fox. Neil, I mean, she should... for someone who says twice reiterates that she's a fan, she also then goes on to say she hasn't bought the DVD very clearly.
Well, she's a fan of the show, not necessarily your DVD.
Ah, yeah.
Sorry to break it. Sorry to break it.
Yeah,
to you.
no, that's fair enough. So she's a fan of you. The answer is she should buy the DVD, surely, and insert the sleeve as God intended.
You need to have a word with your people, Josh.
I need to have a word. Okay, so that's that. I think that's dealt with this week, really, isn't it? That's quite a bleak opening. Because any other business has been too a quibble and basically an undermining of my DVD sales.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
That was the Vaccines Teenage Icon on XFM, and this is Josh Widdicombe, joined by my own teenage icon, Neil, producer Neil.
Good morning, Josh.
Do you have many teenager? Do you get tweets, like fan tweets? I thought you would, otherwise I wouldn't have asked.
I'm surprised people follow me on Twitter anyway. So
Do people follow you because of this show?
I don't know if it's this show or previous incarnations of other
If you're a fan of Neil, if you could tweet him in the week, just to kind of boost his morale, because I just feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Now, there's two things we want to talk about this week. I've been on holiday. This is the first holiday I've had in about 5 years that has been over 4 days, so I'm not shutting up about it, Neil. I went to Mexico and... did that thing? Have you ever done that thing where you stay in more than one, not the same time, you stay in more than one hotel, so you like mix it up throughout the...
There's no credit crunch in the Widdicombe household, is there?
No, it's not any more expensive. Because you're still staying in one hotel a night.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, it doesn't cost that much to move hotels.
Yeah, got you.
But we had a particularly bad one, which we had to leave. And it had a string of bad features. For instance, I mean, this sounds like a minor quibble, but it really annoys me when someone's serving you and then takes a phone call halfway through serving you. Do you know,
that is bad service.
That is bad service, isn't it? That is bad service. So that blah, 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 that's fine. And then the shower was cold. That's unacceptable. But the main thing was the bed was hung off the ceiling by ropes. So you had a bed, and then in each corner of the bed, 4 corners, it was traditional in that sense, but only in that sense, there was a rope attached to the ceiling. So you were like on a kind of double bed swinging from the ceiling.
That sounds quite nice.
Do you think?
Yeah, nice and relaxing.
Relaxed? No.
I don't know what you had planned for your holiday, but for me, that'd be.
Is that what you go? Is that what you travel for?
Yeah.
To feel seasick on terra firma. So I asked for tweets on this subject. What is the worst feature you've ever found in your hotel? So we've put that out. The other one we've put out is, and this was from you because we were talking about holiday. This definitely didn't happen to me. So, and your idea was
weird holiday friends or romances you've still not been able to shake. Like further down the line.
Shake off,
back.
not
shake
just
off.
shake.
Not just shake, yeah. Shake off. So whether you're friends with them on Facebook or something like that. And you just
okay, I mean, you can shake them off with their friends on Facebook, but people who you've been unable to get rid of. And it's a pleasure working with you for a second year in a row, Neil.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
That was Oasis. Really popular beat combo. What's the Story, Morning Glory? We were talking about 2 topics on it. The first was worst hotel feature. This is based off the fact that I had a bed hung from ropes. I didn't say we actually did leave the hotel due to the rope situation and the cold showers. So on this, Rachel White has tweeted in. I'd say Rachel White needs to kind of have a look in the mirror and consider what side her bread is buttered, because I don't think this is that bad. I had an absolute monstrosity of a jacuzzi bathtub at the end of the bed, complete with LED lighting and a champagne bucket. I mean, that's not a terrible feature, is it? I presume the owners thought it would scream luxury and first class when it actually made my skin crawl. Also, who wants to climb into bed soaking wet? Open brackets, stop it, close brackets. I agree with that about the soaking wet. But is that a complaint? I mean, I can see a problem that you'd look like you're kind of Liberace or something, but another topical reference on XFM. I think, obviously, Rachel White has paid quite a lot of money for this hotel room.
Yeah, by the sounds of it. It sounds a bit seedy as well.
It does sound a bit seedy, doesn't it? But if you walked into a hotel room and there's a jacuzzi at the end of your bed, would your initial reaction be horror or delight?
Oh, delight.
Exactly.
Unless the problem is you walk into the hotel room, immediately step down into the jacuzzi.
Yeah, the LED lighting comes on. And then, the champagne bucket presumably didn't have champagne in it, because you couldn't complain about that.
Yeah, that'd be annoying if it... Yeah, it's just teasing.
It must have, though, otherwise she'd have put complete with LED lighting and bucket. The other thing we were talking about was friends and romances that you couldn't shake off from holiday. We didn't actually get into why you felt this was a topic you wanted to muse on.
Okay, it was... me and my wife went to Greece on holiday, and it was lovely. And we stayed in an apartment next door to some South Africans, which seemed like a lovely couple.
Wrong with that.
No, it seemed like a lovely couple. Added them on Facebook when we got home.
Yeah.
And then his constant newsfeed is full of racist pictures.
Oh, my word. Racist pictures?
Yeah.
What kind of pictures?
They're kind of pictures of...
It's probably not best to discuss them on there.
Okay, they're pictures of minorities with racist captions.
Oh, my word.
And then him lolling.
Do you like or comment?
No, I've kind of...
You know you can block someone.
This is the thing. I've tried to block him twice, and Facebook just keep them in my newsfeed.
Do you know you could defriend?
Yeah, but my wife still talks to his wife because she seems not racist.
She's great. She's not racist. She's just a full package.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now, Neil, we said we'd had a spring cleaning of the show. We've rejuvenated Any Other Business. We've replaced a couple of the features. We're on to our third rotation of features. It's exciting. This point in the morning, we've previously had Joe Lycett on the news, Matthew Crosby on his passion for celebrity autobiographies. Now we bring you listeners, Nish Kumar, who has been a guest on the show a couple of times, was here for the greatest ever text we ever received. And he is going to take us through his love of conspiracy theories with one a week, conspiracy theories we didn't know existed. And you've called this Nishapedia, Neil. I don't think we've bounced that off, Nish. Hello, Nish.
Good morning, or is it?
Do you know what? That's well worth the admission fee alone. It's not. There's no admission fee. Digital radio is all you need. Nishapedia, are you happy with that?
I'm happy with Nishapedia. That's how I think of my own brain, Josh. Nishapedia. And like Wikipedia, it is stuffed full of irrelevant and largely unverifiable information.
Often in your brain, does it have citation needed?
Yeah. I believe that's what my tombstone will read.
Now, Nish, you're a fan of conspiracy, not conspiracy theorist, but a fan
No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist myself. I am a fan of trawling the internet, looking for the weirdest and wildest conspiracy theories possible.
What is the conspiracy theory we'll be discussing?
Well, we'll be launching with... Now, listeners... Josh, Neil, NSA man, I want you to take a moment to remember what your life was like before you heard the following words. And just remember what your life was like at this point, because you will never be able to go back. I certainly measure my life now into the period before I knew what I'm about to tell you and after what I knew I'm about to tell you. So let's all take a moment. Sadam Hussain owned a Stargate. This is the first week of what we're optimistically hoping will become a recurring feature.
It's going to be difficult to top.
Well, I know how the Stone Roses feel, Josh. Imagine how it feels to instantly peak. Everything following this week is going to be one long tribute to Fool's Gold.
Have we got any details on this?
Basically, the root of it, the idea is that Iraq, the sort of modern country of Iraq, is based in the ancient area of Mesopotamia. And the idea is that
tell me I don't know, mate.
I'm going to read directly from a website, right? This is actually how they've explained it. Imagine this scenario. The US government obtains intelligence that hidden somewhere in central Iraq is an actual Stargate, placed there by the Anunnaki gods of ancient Sumeria. With time running out, President Bush invades Iraq. American scientists close the Stargate, thus frustrating the grandiose ambitions of the self-styled reincarnation of Nebuchadnezzar, Sadam Hussain, and making the world safe for the New World Order, right? This is my favourite sentence. Is this the sequel to the movie Stargate? Is it a new episode of the TV series Stargate SG-1? Is it a new Star Trek movie? No. According to a professor, it's probably exactly what happened. Now...
I'd offer this view. I knew the Iraq War was coming for quite a while. You know when, there was that debate in the House of Commons and Ken Clarke, stood against it? Could Saddam Hussein not have gone up, I've got a night here. I know they're probably going to attack me. I've probably got a week. Could I not just go down and use my Stargate now?
You're absolutely right. It's the weird details. Like on this website, later on in the essay about this, there's an editor's comment that says there are also rumours that Saddam and Elvis ride around on the back of a giant scorpion. And then, that's just like an aside.
It's not even the main story.
It's not even you're burying the lead, surely. But it says, I'll believe in these cow-sized scorpions when I see a photo of one. Why do you need that evidence when you're willing to believe that Sadam Hussain owned a Stargate?
Oh, that is brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Nish. I feel like we've set the bar very high. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad you're spending your alone time well.
Yeah. Well, you know,
when you're clearing your internet history, it's for a very different reason to most people.
I'm one of the few people for whom adult images are the thing that they're proud of on their internet history.
Thank you very much, Nish. We will speak to you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
And I am joined now till the end of the show by Tiffany Stevenson.
Hello.
And producer Neil. Now, a new feature coming, and it's your chance to shine, Neil. We've given you a little platform because we know you like games here at XFM. You particularly. So the floor is yours.
Well, this all stems from if you've not heard it, you can download the podcast, the successful game I played with Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, one of the highlights of the show of all time.
Yeah, possibly Josh's favourite moment ever.
Yeah.
You came up with a title for this new feature.
Yeah, Neil of Fortune.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Some would say we came up with the title first and then tried to work a feature around it, but that definitely didn't happen.
So each week I will have 3 potential games for our guests. That's you this week, Tiffany. And I'll tell you each...
You didn't realise?
Yeah.
You can tell Neil's slightly nervous about the game because he's kind of filling or he's trying to fill in any way not.
I will give you the title and the premise of each one, then you can pick which one you want to play.
Neil.
All right, so we've got...
Do it!
We've got Tiffany, Son of a Preacher Man. So, Son of a Preacher Man was a track about just...
Tiffany Stevenson, Son of a Preacher Man.
Tiffany's Son...
Oh, yeah. Run that pun by me again.
Tiffany Stevens, Son of a Preacher Man.
Okay.
Obviously, that was a track by Dusty Springfield's Where the Simpsons Live. Test your knowledge on the Simpsons.
Okay, that's one.
Tiff, Any Old Putting Iron. What does Tiffany know about the world of competitive crazy golf?
A lot.
Okay. And number 3, I think we're alone now. Or are we? We test Tiffany's knowledge on space.
Okay.
My favourite is definitely the second title. Can we have that again?
Tiff, Any Old Putting Iron.
I mean, how much work did you put into that?
Quite a lot.
Did you?
Yeah. You know, I don't just throw these together. There is some effort that goes.
Because I can see the thought process where you've gone Tiffany, any old iron. I mean, I'll be honest, it's better than some of the ones you've come up with. So you've developed these 3 games.
Yeah. So you want to play the second one?
Yeah. Let's do the golf. Let's do the crazy golf because I can just play regular golf and it's crazy golf. I bring the crazy
to golf.
To golf, yeah.
With a K?
Oh no.
No.
It's not the 90s. Come on.
I wish it was. Shall we play? So now you're going to get your game ready, Neil.
Yeah.
Are your nerves okay?
I think so.
Should we play a song and then we'll bring on the game?
All right. I'll write the questions during the song.
Thought you did a lot of work. This is Foster the People.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Producer Neil, who is currently in the middle of week 1 of Neil of Fortune, in which he sets a game for the guests. And now, Neil, we've chosen the game for Tiffany Stevenson, which is called
Tiff, Any Old Putting Iron.
I get the feeling that
it's not getting better, is it?
it's really not. It's not one of those ones you go, God, that's a real thinker, that one. It really improves with age. How does this game work, Neil?
3 questions. They range from multiple choice to true or false. And you just have
Wow, you're just spanning genres. Straddling quiz genres.
When they range from multiple choice to true or false, seeing as there's 3 questions, what's the third? What's the third type of question that's in the middle?
It's an or question.
An or? As in iron ore?
No, damn it, I should have thought that. And it's not, there's no prize or winning, it's just a taking part that counts.
Okay.
Great.
Much like Crazy Golf.
No, there's proper
prizes.
tournaments.
Is there? There's tournaments. So have you done some research into Crazy Golf?
So question 1. The BMGA, the British Mini Golf Association.
I can already tell this is going to go well.
I like the way, you didn't have to explain that to us. We knew what the BMGA was.
Yeah.
So this is mini golf, not Crazy Golf.
It's the same thing, really. The professionals
I
call
think
it...
the BMGA would have a question.
Yeah, the professionals call it mini golf.
Yeah, if it's mini golf, does that mean? I mean, we need to know: is there a giant clown opening and closing his mouth?
Is there a windmill?
Just varies upon each course. Anyway, don't ruin my quiz. I didn't see Humphrey's interrupting you on Mastermind, didn't he? So how many people play mini golf each year? 1,000,000, 500,000, or 10,000?
Blimey.
1,000,000.
500,000 or 10,000?
Let's call the other one 500,000.
Yeah. And a court. A mil, 500,000, or a court.
I've just tried to make it so cockney. I'm going 500,000, mate.
Yeah.
Let's call it 500,000.
You're wrong, it's 1,000,000.
1,000,000?
Yeah.
It's amazing that it's such an exact figure.
Well, it was an estimate. Moving on, number 2. The renowned mini golfer in the Hastings area, Mark the Force Chapman.
Mark Chapman? Wait, his name's Mark Chapman. As in the guy, John Lennon, yeah.
Excellent shot.
Mark the Force Chapman.
The Force.
Yeah.
I like that he had to put that in his name.
He said what about seagulls being the main hazard to a game?
Shoot them? And then read Catcher in the Rye?
They sweep down and nick your ball if they're not trying to crap on your head. Or, once one blocked in a short hole in one by accidentally dropping a chip. It had stolen from a toddler on the seafront.
Oh, I hope it's that.
I was gutted.
Right, okay, I'm going to say for the crapping and nicking of the balls.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah!
Oh, 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2.
Okay, number 3.
Par?
Number 3, true or false?
Oh, this is the other end of the spectrum from the...
Yeah. In Sweden, IKEA have their own range of flat-pack miniature golf courses named Waldkaräfen.
Oh, that's true or false?
Yeah.
Oh, Josh knows the answer.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I was half listening to it, and because I'd kind of zoned out, Neil.
Let's get on with it then. So, true or false that IKEA give out?
This is my favourite feature ever again.
It kind of it's almost plausible, but I'm going to say false.
You're correct.
Oh,
False.
2-1 up. Great victory. Well done. You are an expert.
I don't know who I victored over, to be honest, myself.
No, over golf itself.
Would you like a bonus question?
Oh,
Yeah, go on.
What does Waldkaräfen mean in Swedish?
Sideboard.
No, it means windmill.
Lovely. That was a great feature. I love that. I can't wait. Who have we got next week?
No one's been booked in yet.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was The Strokes and New York City Cops, fresh from New York City. Look at that.
What a link.
Pure partridge. Fresh from New York City. Tiffany Stevenson. Now, we've got 2 text topics. We've got the worst thing feature your hotel has had, or holiday friends or romance you failed to shake off. Would you like one of each, or somebody who claims they've done 2 in one text?
2.
Yeah, I think that was a no-brainer. Correct. We're on a wavelength here. It's like Keegan and Toshak.
I'd go Cagney and Lacey.
Cagney and Lacey.
How's half, by the way?
Yeah. I loved Cagney and Lacey. They played up front for Liverpool in the late 80s, didn't they? Cagney played just in behind. Anyway, right. Chris Billett has tweeted, I think I can answer both in one. So to reiterate, the topics are holiday romances, stroke friends you couldn't shake off, and worst hotel room features or worst hotel features.
Let's give it a tacky TV title. Hotel Nightmares.
Hotel Nightmares, and Romance Nightmares. Really thinking on my feet there. I think I can answer both in one. Now, before I read this, I would argue he's answered neither. I barely understand it, but I'll read it out and we'll discuss it. I think I can answer both in one. Being mine and my neighbours' cordless phones getting mixed up. The resulting calls of prostitutes waking me up in the middle of the night.
That's got nothing to do with either. That's got nothing to do with either.
Well, I would say the feature that's terrible is the cordless phones getting mixed up.
So that's not just his neighbour in real life.
That must be in a hotel.
Right.
And then the
romance is the prostitute.
Romance is you couldn't shake off. It's the prostitute.
It's the soliciting.
Yeah. That's
wow.
Well, no, you did say romance or people you couldn't shake off.
Oh, yes. So why is he getting the calls in the middle of the night?
Where was this guy? Was he in Vegas?
Yeah.
What does he say?
Or some kind of bleak
I think wherever you
Dartford.
I think if you check into this hotel, my guess is you maybe get given a phone that's associated with your room, and they got them.
Is it a drug dealer's hotel? What kind of establishment is this?
I'm trying to make Chris feel better.
The person has gone, phoned me on my direct room number, and then it's gone through to the wrong cordless phone.
Yeah.
And how does he know the cordless phones have been mixed up?
Because his mum tried to phone him and got some guy heavy breathing. I don't know.
Are you a blonde or brunette? This is the bizarrest. This has opened up a can of worms. It hasn't answered anything.
No, I like it. You can't. Well, if you've got any more information, Chris.
Any other business next week, which is going to be the longest feature of all time.
Josh Widdicombe.
XFM. Tell you who is mine. James Acaster, hello.
It's very nice of you, Josh. The kindest welcome ever.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, but we covered that in the first 2 hours, so let's focus on you. How was? I don't know. I know you were only being polite.
Yeah, I don't really care.
How was your break?
Nice, yeah, lovely break. Went back to Kettering.
You're more associated with Kettering than a lot of comedians are associated with where they're from now, aren't you?
Yeah, I got the Weetabix. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. You got
box of Weetabix with my name on it.
Is that just so people don't nick it when you... Did you just write on the...
No, Josh, I did not just write it on it and now I'm bringing it up. Very strange if I did that. No, the Weetabix people made me a special box of Weetabix with my name instead of Weetabix on it.
He's in it for the perks.
Yeah, it is.
James
A
Acaster.
kickback. I hope you've declared that to the HMRC.
They're not getting any of it, mate. It's all mine.
Did it contain Weetabix?
Yeah, there's Weetabix in there that I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, that's difficult. You're never going to eat those Weetabix, are you? 'Cause
I don't know. I think one day I might
be hungry.
have to eat them, and then what I might do is when I've emptied the box, flatten the box out and frame it.
Don't laugh. That's a perfectly reasonable thing
Me
to
and Tiff
do.
thought it was perfectly reasonable. Neil laughed as if to go, that is the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. So when you eat them, will you refer to them as Acasters rather than Weetabix?
Yeah, just eating a bowl of myself.
Oh.
Disgusting.
You're not
Isn't it?
Jesus.
Disgusting. Huh?
if you went to a Catholic communion.
Body of me.
Body of me. Body of Acaster.
Handed out Weetabix.
I don't know.
Make this in remembrance of me.
Still, this is my blood. It's semi-skimmed.
Bring up a bit of Acaster Host. Yeah. The Host. That's the little, isn't it?
Is that what? I don't know.
Wafer, yeah, it's called the...
Is it? I've never been to a Catholic.
Accepting the Host. I'm making this up. I don't know. I think it is. I think it's called the
Continuing
Host.
the breakfast theme, it would be the toast. I would
yes.
hand out some toast.
Would you allow them to have sugar on you?
Yeah, they could have whatever they want on me. Chocolate
Pour
bananas.
some sugar on me.
It's all got a bit weird, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if you brought a girl back, right, and she said, I want a bowl of Acasters,
Yeah.
before we get down to this, would you accept her having a bowl of Acasters?
Before we get down to watching a film, I'd imagine, Josh, if I bring a lady back, I'm a gentleman. We're not married in this scenario, are we?
No, you're not. You're living in sin.
Yeah.
So you need to repent those sins by eating some Acaster.
Yeah.
You're about to sin. Do you want to eat some Acaster first? Not in that sense. Right. Anyway.
It's taken a weird sexual turn in early doors.
Who knew? Who knew my own personalised Weetabix would be so graphic?
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
That was Bastille Floors on XFM. Still joined, Tiffany Stevenson.
Still hip.
Still here, James Acaster.
Also still here.
Yeah, both against their will.
Present.
We're
Correct.
during that song we were trying so hard to escape.
Neil's locked the door.
I
Neil's
like
been stood
it.
at the door with a bat going, stay.
I like it 'cause
heated up
it's
the
like-
handle like Home Alone from the other side.
It's like you've taken the register every time we
Yeah.
come back in. We just have to check. You know what it's like? It's like when you hear producers on a rap track, they always have to say who's in the room at the beginning of the track in case anyone... Biggie, Puff Daddy,
I don't
Dr.
think
Dre. We're all here. Everyone's here.
I don't think Biggie and Puff Daddy were ever in the same room together, weren't they?
No,
They
Puff
were.
Daddy produced Biggie.
They were
He was signed to his
friends.
record
Oh, were they?
label.
Oh,
Puff Daddy
sorry.
did the song I'm Missing You.
I thought that was about Tupac Shakur.
No, you've got the East Coast, West Coast mixed up serious.
Oh, no.
We
You never
can't
wanna
get
do that.
into this. It's
I
gonna
don't even
be
know how they did
terrible.
the drive-bys, because it's such a long drive between the East and West Coast.
Yeah. I probably got,
That's like a 2-week round trip.
probably got the train for some of it.
If they hired a car when they got there.
Yeah,
they-
no, the train going, have you remembered all your documents? We can't get the hire car. She forgot it last time.
Yeah, no one ever talks about them not getting Wi-Fi on the way to the drive-by. Getting Wi-Fi on the train.
Anyway, moving on. We're talking about holidays, though. There's 2 things we were talking about, James. Have you had any worst hotel kind of little features or?
Me and my friends stayed in loads of B&Bs once on a comedy tour.
Right, I was going to say if it wasn't on a comedy tour.
Yeah,
I went through a patch of staying in B&Bs.
I'm not Dave Gorman doing it for a laugh. Loads of, but went in one where the Wi-Fi password was normally it's about 6 characters long or something. It was about 100 characters long, and it wasn't any rhyme or reason to it. It's a really old lady who owned the B&B and just didn't want anyone ever guessing the Wi-Fi password. So it was like just a random, like she just mashed her hand against the keys for ages, and then she had this bit of paper, and it took so long to type it in. You keep on losing your place because it's just random letters and numbers.
Because one of the things we're talking about is hot friends or romance you can shake off from a holiday, and I've remembered. You can see my body language here. I've got tense thinking about it. A story from my childhood. We went on holiday, the family holiday, to Pembrokeshire. Lovely part of West Wales, and it's excellent. Do go. My brother, he didn't have he made friends with. He would have been. I reckon I was about 8, 9, so he would have been about 12.
Yeah.
And he made friends with a girl from Newcastle whose name escapes me. We'll call her Susan for the story. And then, but they were just friends. But there was a kind of running joke in my family that she fancied him, and it was all a bit, there was a bit of, banter. And then we got back, and they became pen pals. And then she wrote him a letter, right? I'm cringing just to think about it. To tell him how she felt, but the way she did it is she said, really quite a dramatic way of writing a letter. She said, "I've got a problem actually. I met a guy."
Yes.
Oh, this girl sounds like me at that age. I don't want to laugh too much at this.
I know he's a really good guy, and we really get on, and we met. I really think there's a connection. We went on for ages, and then the last sentence was, and his name was Henry Widdicombe. He didn't reply because he didn't know how to reply.
She replied, "What a coincidence, that's my name. Good luck with the guy."
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Oh, this poor girl.
You're not from Newcastle, did you?
It was me. Now's the time. I've been biding my time to come on and say, look, it was such a special connection. I've had a holiday romance before from when I went to the Isle of Wight, and we went to a holiday park. Me, my mum and dad, and we pen palled. And I just think the idea of pen palling now in this crazy modern day and age is so
it'd be
lovely.
a lot easier because what would happen is you'd just be friends. Neil, would you have? I mean, none of you would have sent. You said you might have sent that letter.
I maybe would, because I was quite angsty at that sort of age, and I found some of my teenage diaries, and I drew a picture of me getting off with a boy.
Oh,
and James is nodding because he's seen this.
If I'd seen this picture, I'd remember it.
I'd even drawn the items of clothing we were wearing, because I had like a San Francisco 49ers.
You were wearing a San Francisco 49ers
jacket, and he was wearing a Raiders jacket because that was the fashion at the time. The details were very important. And his dog was there, which was an Alsatian. And I've drawn it, but it looks slightly like a donkey, so it looks a bit like a nativity scene.
And it's wearing an LA Lakers baseball cap.
And what I've done is
those foam fist hands on.
That's right, you snog.
Number 1, up the top.
It really was, and I'd written this really long, like I think he likes the idea of. This is when I was like 14, 15. It was just horrific, and I think he likes the idea of me more than the actual me. But you don't just get to have a part of me. You have to have all of me or nothing. Like not just one boob, both.
Oh God!
It was so angsty. It was so. I will show you the picture.
Okay, well, we'll go through more of them. I mean, I feel we've peaked. I mean, I feel like I've kind of expunged I think two of us have really dealt with an issue from our childhood. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
So we now come to what was for a year James Acaster Scrapes, but in another new twist. As a scrape master himself, we get a lot of people asking for help from James because he's been through everything.
Yes.
And so we thought it'd be nice if we made you a kind of agony aunt. In a feature we're going to call James Acaster's Moral Maze. Now we didn't get to ask for this being the first week, we haven't yet got to ask for listeners. If you have any moral issues or problems in your life, just send them in email them via the website, and James will attempt to sort through them and offer his advice.
Happy to help.
So this week, as a start, just to test your mettle, I've got Dear Deirdre.
Yeah,
from the Sun, which has got her response. So,
see if I'm as good as Deirdre.
See if you're as good as Deirdre.
Absolutely, mate. Up for the challenge.
I'll give you the headline afterwards. Remind me to give the headline because the headline is quite funny. They've written a good one. Okay, Dear Deirdre, Dear James.
Thank you. Yes, hello.
I've got a crush on David Tennant.
Josh, can you please read the letter?
Hey, lovely.
Can you do it as a character as well?
I can't do voices. I'll do it as it doesn't have a name. Right, okay, here we go. Dear James, I've got a crush on David Tennant. I can't get him out of my mind. I tried thinking that he's ugly and a bad person, even that he's a terrorist, but I still feel the same. This is a genuine question.
That's amazing.
I'm 32 and happily married with 3 young children. Every time I see him on TV, my heart skips a beat. My husband is great, and I feel stupid about this. Sometimes it's like I can hardly breathe. David's face and his piercing eyes are in my head all the time.
What I would say is that maybe contact David Tennant.
Yeah,
via his agent.
I think that might be the worst advice you can possibly give.
No, this is right. You have
shack up with Tennant.
I'm pretty sure this is what Deirdre's written. Okay, you can contact him via his agent. Set up a date. Have a little date. Have a little date with him, right?
Yeah.
Have a chat with him.
Should she tell her husband she's doing this?
Yeah. Absolutely. First of all, she's to talk to her husband.
Yeah.
To sit him down and go, look, I love you. And we've built a family together, but every time I see a man on TV I've never met before, I want to leave you. She needs to get that out in the open early doors.
Yeah.
Set up the date with Tennant, see what he's really like.
Yeah.
She's probably not missing much, you know.
I met him, he's nice.
Yeah,
I've met him.
he might regenerate.
He's very charming.
He's very charming.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong to have a crush on him.
Maybe in trouble then. I mean, that could be. Yeah. Okay. The one flaw in the thing is that he could end up being exactly what she wants.
Yeah,
but
you got to take those chances in life.
Yeah, I'd say, or at least just text him. Go on a date, but do a bit of texting back and forth.
Can I offer up the fact that in any long-term relationship there is a thing that happens called a mental mini break? I'm coining that term. That if you're in a long-term relationship, just like I've been in my flat before, and I've maybe, if my boyfriend's been away, I've maybe spent a weekend in my head with James McAvoy. That might have happened. I'm never going to do anything about it.
Sports jumpers.
Yeah, like we go away. We're in a
both in sports
jumpers, convertible car. With, some
dress for
mental
lacrosse.
Obviously, you know me so well, James.
Yeah.
Shall we see what Deirdre said?
I'm pretty sure Deirdre will have actually said, grow up.
We all have our fantasies, but most of the time, they don't get in the way of our day-to-day life. If you're stressed, unhappy, or maybe just bored, then unrealistic daydream can start to take over. Think what makes your heart flutter about David Tennant, and then try translating some of this into your real life and real relationship. I mean, what if he's a time traveller?
Yeah.
That, or forcing her boyfriend to say everything with a Scottish accent.
Yeah. Can you go and play Richard III, please? The Royal Shakespeare Company.
There's a relevant message in this fantasy somewhere. Really? Can I end this by saying what the sub-editor has chosen as the headline? Desperate for Tennant's extra.
Yes.
So there you go. If if you have a moral issue, we've already seen that James's guidance is definitely worth having.
That's very good guidance.
Yeah.
I think her one's ridiculous. That woman's not going to get anywhere. Mine was a definite finding an answer immediately.
A plan.
A plan of action.
See what you're not missing or what you are missing immediately.
Deal with
Why
it.
string out a painful divorce? Just plaster, just rip it off.
Email us through the XFM website. This is XFM.
Josh Widdicombe.
XFM. That was Pulp, Disco 2000, which now takes on a slightly bleak tone because that's 14 years ago. That felt like a futuristic song from the future at the time. Dreadful bit of a
Let's meet up
syntax.
in the 2000. No way, Jarvis. That's so far away.
Wow, let's meet up in 2020. They should re-release it with like a date that's just really far in the future.
Really, really far.
Yeah, really far.
Like Busted.
Just
Spin to the
3,000.
year.
Year 3000.
Yeah,
Not
3,000.
much has changed, but they live underwater. Huge change. Biggest change ever.
I'm going to say it. Your great-great-great-great-granddaughter is not pretty fine.
Yeah.
Because she's got gills.
It's a massive age gap. We shouldn't be looking at her.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
So why don't we, as a thank you for coming in, James Acaster and Tiffany Stevenson, you can plug what you want. You used to put a time limit on it, but just, within reason.
Okay, well, I'll plug the Phoenix Fringe, the Winter Weekender, which is happening next weekend. So it starts on Friday the 31st till Sunday the 2nd, and they're all work in progress shows.
At the Phoenix.
At the Phoenix, 37 Cavendish Square. And Nish is on, actually. He was on the show earlier. And my show is 8:30 Sunday evening. But what you can do is you can get a group ticket that spans 4 shows for £20. So you can see me, Al Murray, Stuart Black and Robin Ince. So we're doing session tickets so then you can...
And where would you go? Just Google it.
Just Google Phoenix Fringe or phoenixfringe.co.uk or...
Big name. Is that Alan Davis?
Alan Davies, yeah. Tony
Mark
Law,
Thomas.
Nina Conti, Carl Donnelly, Bridget Christie, loads of great people.
That's the best. That's the most professional plug we've ever had. Actually, someone plugging properly at last.
The level of professionalism this show has not seen for some time.
You're welcome, guys. I'll probably draw a picture about it afterwards.
We'll all be wearing sports tops. James?
I'm going to be kicking around. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, XFM. Me and my friend, comedian David Trent, are doing a one-off show. That's my plug.
Was it produced by Neil?
Neil produced it.
Good.
So, if you like the production of this show, you want to hear that
Don't put them off, James.
similar tone.
Yeah. Oh, well, there we go. Anything else? That's good. Twitter? Anyone?
Nah, no
Tiff?
way.
Twitter?
Twitter, yeah, at Tiff Stevenson. I'm not afraid. I'm going to spell it as well. It's with a V. It's with a V because I'm going to tweet.
VIFFSTEPHONSON.
I've got to say it because I'm going to tweet the picture of me getting off with this guy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
I finally follow Tiff.
That's like I've been stabbed. That is so horrific to me, James Acaster.
Well, it's a lovely ending. I think.
What are you up to, Josh?
What is it? Saturday? Not much.
Not much.
The last leg's back. Thank you, Neil. The last leg
word.
The last leg is back on Friday. Sadly, Alex Brooker can't be there for the first one because he is hosting The Jump on Channel 4 with Davina McCall, and I cannot wait to see that.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.